In this video, we will go over how to solve and apply proportions. So here you have two definitions, two vocabulary words, ratio and proportion. So today's lesson objective is students will be able to solve and apply proportions. So ratio, the definition is how much of one thing there is to compare to another thing. Look at this picture. You have 3 blue squares and 1 yellow square. So the ratio of blue squares to yellow squares is 3:1. You can write 3:1 or 3/1 or 3:1. They all mean the same thing, 3:1. Proportion is two ratios set equal to each other. So you have 3/4 and 12/16. A proportion is similar to finding equivalent fractions. So 3/4 is equivalent to 12/16. They are proportional. So cross product's property of a proportion is that the cross products of a proportion are equal. What that means is A/B equals, if A/B is equal to C/D, and we are assuming B and D are not zeros, then A times D equals B times C. Example, 3/4 is equal to 9/12. 3 times 12 is equal to 4 times 9, because 3 times 12 is 36, 4 times 9 is 36. So let's decide whether the statement is a proportion. So I'm gonna set up the equation. So 3 times 20 is equal to 5 times 12. You can use a calculator. 3 times 20 is 60. 5 times 12 is also 60. So yes, this statement is a proportion. Let's try example 2. So I'm gonna multiply 1 and 48 and 7 and 7. 1 times 48 is it equal to 7 times 7? 1 times 48 is 48. 7 times 7 is 49. So actually they are not equal. So no, it is not a proportion. Solve for the missing variable, check your work. So you do the same thing, you're gonna do cross multiply. So 4 times x is equal to 3 times 8. 4 times x is 4x. 3 times 8 is 24. Divide both sides by 4. X equals 6. Let's do another example. So you're gonna do cross multiply. When you have more than one term, like this x plus 3, and have to do cross multiplication, you have to put parentheses around x plus 3. So it's 2 times x plus 3 is equal to 4 times x. So you can distribute 2x plus 2 times 3 is 6 equals 4x. And then you can subtract 2x on both sides. 6 equals 4x minus 2x is 2x. And then divide both sides by 2. Divide by 2. X equals 3. Next example. Cross multiplication. So 3 times 2 equals 1 times x plus 1. So 3 times 2 is 6. If we distribute 1, it will be the same, x plus 1. If we distribute 1 times x is 1x, x, 1 times 1 is 1. and then subtract 1 on both sides. X equals 5. So you can write x equals 5 for your final answer. Here you're going to do the cross multiplication. So 3 times a plus 8 equals 6 times a minus 2. And then you have to distribute and distribute. 3 times a is 3a plus 3 times a is 24. 6 times a is 6a. 6 times negative 2 minus 12. And then you're gonna subtract 3a on both sides. Then 3 is cancelled. 24 equals 6a minus 3a is 3a minus 12. And you add 12 on each side. So 24 plus 12 is 36 equals 3a. And then divide both sides by 3. A equals 12. And we have a couple of other problems, and then you can do the practice. So Nozomi spends $15 for tennis ball. So let's say the numerator is money and the denominator is number of balls. And then her friend spends $18 for 9 tennis balls. Are the two ratios proportional? So let's set up the equation. For Nozomi, $15 for 5 tennis balls, and her friend is $18 for 9 tennis balls. Are they equal? We don't know yet. So let's calculate the proportion. We're going to do cross multiplication. 15 times 9 is it equal to 5 times 18? 15 times 9, if you put in the calculator, it will give you 135. And then 5 times 18 will give you 90. So they are not equal, they are not proportional. So it's no. A florist is making centerpieces for Kanye West's party. He uses 2 dozen roses for every 5 centerpieces. How many dozens of roses will he need to make 20 centerpieces? How many roses is that? Okay, so what we know is he uses 2 dozens of roses for every 5 centerpieces. So the numerator is number of roses, and the denominator is number of centerpieces. Okay, so how many dozens of roses will he need? So I will say this is x number of dozens of roses. So x over 20. So 2 over 5 equals x over 20. Let's solve for x. 2 times 20 equals 5 times x. So 40 equals 5x. Divide by 5. Divide by 5. X equals 8. So 8 dozens. I'm sorry. Dozens. So 8 dozens of roses he will need to make 20 centerpieces. And how many roses is that? Each dozen is 12. It's 1 dozen is 12. So 8 times 12 will be 96. So it's 8 dozens of roses, which is the same as 96 roses. And then last one, Emma spent $25 on 8 Justin Bieber posters to hang on in your bedroom. If the proportion were equal, how much would it cost her to purchase 11 more Justin Bieber posters. So again, numerator is amount of money and denominator is number of posters. So $25 per 8, and she wants to buy 11 more. So we don't know how much it is, but you can set up 11 at the bottom and then do cross multiplication. So 25 times 11 equals 8 times x. 25 times 11, put in the calculator. It will give you 275 equals 8x, and then divide by 8, x equals, it's about $34.375. So it's around $34.40 if you round it. So that's how much it will cost her to buy more posters. Okay. So now you have practice problems at the bottom. So do the practice problems, and there are 2 more pages for practice. So finish them and I will go check your answers.